that like this is what, your stepdad says about you, and it honestly doesn't.
Family dinners just got a whole lot awkward for the Kardashians. Caitlyn Jenner made waves when she called her own stepdaughter calculating when it came to fame. I mean, everyone knows Kim will do anything for fame. But to have your own stepdad say that about you must have hurt Kim. Did she cry? Did she send her an angry text message? Well, you don't need to guess because Kim's laying it all out. Just what did the fashionista say? Let's find out.
Kimberly calculated from the beginning, how do I become famous?
So Kim got real about her feelings about Caitlyn's comments during the recent premiere of the Kardashians season 5. And apparently, she's not bothered by it. She said she got a lot of texts after Jenner shook the internet, but turns out that everyone was blowing things out of proportion.
That like this is what, your stepdad says about you, and it honestly doesn't.
In fact, at the end of the day, she still had feelings of admiration for her stepdad. She could say whatever she wanted about Kim, but it wouldn't tarnish her precious memories.
I had such a great stepdad who raised me, so like none of those things that are said, even if twisted or whatever, are gonna make me think differently.
But not everyone in the family feels the same way. Scott Disick entered the conversation and straight up called Caitlyn's documentary BS. Khloe Kardashian was much calmer though. She said that Caitlyn was free to do what she wanted. But her words still had an impact as Khloe also said, "I do find it strange that she would agree to do a documentary I would imagine isn't trying to paint us in the most beautiful light. I just know she wouldn't like that about her. This was my dad for 24 years. It hurts me too." As for the momager, well, she didn't approve of Caitlyn taking shots at her either. Especially after her comments about Kris wanting to be more than a housewife. I mean, how do you marry Kris Jenner and expect her to be just a housewife? She dubbed that one for herself. And that's exactly what Kris said. "Shoot me, I wanted to be more than just a housewife. Okay, kill me." As for Caitlyn's real kids, Kendall and Kylie Jenner, they are yet to react to Caitlyn's comments. Fans are also waiting for Kourtney's comments. As for what started this party, well, Caitlyn grew a few balls as she decided to make an appearance in the Sky News docuseries, House of Kardashians. The series basically features people who had once been in the Kardashians' lives and their experiences, and though a lot of people turned down the offer, Caitlyn jumped at the chance to spill the tea. I am pretty sure the Kardashians didn't see this coming from a mile away. Anyways, Caitlyn made the best use of her time in the spotlight. She said that Kim was calculating about her fame from a young age, and it looks like she really wasn't there to play around because when asked about what it was like working with Kris, who managed her career after the Olympic decathlon in 1976, Jenner laughed like a villain. As for why she chose to participate in the docuseries in the first place, Jenner said, "I was happy to participate in the interview process to share my side, which points to the strength, influence, and prowess my family has in captivating the world's attention and keeping it over the years." However, she was incredibly proud of all her kids and stepkids at the end of the day. Caitlyn had been previously married to Kris from 1991 till 2015, and since then, the relationship between the kids and her stepdad has been kind of rocky. When they first announced their separation in 2013, their joint statement said this: "We are living separately, and we are much happier this way, but we will always have much love and respect for each other. Even though we are separated, we will always remain best friends, and, as always, our family will remain our #1 priority." Sounds sweet, right? Except Caitlyn and the rest of the family have had their fair share of drama over the years. Back in June 2015, when Caitlyn announced herself on the cover of Vanity Fair, she said that the reason for the divorce was 20% gender and 80% the way I was treated. She said, "A lot of times she wasn't very nice. People would see how I got mistreated. She controlled the money. All that kind of stuff." Meanwhile, the Kardashians claimed that they knew nothing about Jenner's identity. Khloe even made an appearance on The Howard Stern Show in January 2016 and said that Caitlyn had told her that the rumors about her were untrue.
And I told everyone what I don't know why it was alarming to me. I can't remember if there was something else specific that I said, I found all of that. I think I thought maybe Bruce was cheating.
She also brought up how they only found out about her transitioning during a meeting with E! Network.
I don't give a fuck what you want to do. Stop lying to us about things. And also, it's like each sister had a different story because he couldn't keep up.
Of course, Caitlyn didn't exactly approve of Khloe's comments on The Howard Stern Show. She ended up getting into a fight about it with Kris, who practically screamed into the phone and said, What do you think I said to you about Vanity Fair? You say something nice or don't say anything at all. All you said was negative stuff, so now you know how I feel. Meanwhile, Caitlyn tried to make Khloe the topic of conversation once again by pointing out how she was out there telling a bunch of lies about the family. But Kris defended her and actually broke down in tears, saying Khloe isn't out to get you. You were her father. You are her dad since she's been 5 years old. Give her a break. What also came across as odd to Khloe was how Caitlyn would only talk to them about transitioning when there were cameras around. Maybe she knew that the Kardashians would kick up a fuss when there were cameras around.
We found out about transitioning and we were like, okay, well, we're in front of cameras and like, so when is this happening?
Yeah. I mean, here's the part I can't figure out, too. They said, like, that's special. For years, Bruce had been taking, hormones.
Later in April 2017, Caitlyn came out with her tell-all book, The Secrets of My Life, where she ripped the bandage off, writing, I tell Kris about my gender issues before I make love to her. This will always be a subject of dispute between Kris and me as to how much she could intuit about my gender issues. She also said she insists that she was taken by surprise by my ultimate transition to Caitlyn. I told her I dressed as a woman, and she knew I did because I did it several times in front of her after we were married. And surprisingly, the Kardashians weren't happy with what she wrote. Kris said that everything in that book was made up. During an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kris said, why does everything have to be that Kris is such a B-word? All through the book, Kris knew. Kris knew before I even made love to her. I'm like, what? She also said, I've never been so angry and disappointed in somebody in my whole life. I'm done. Kim also couldn't hold herself back, especially after Caitlyn said that Bruce thought his friend O.J. Simpson was guilty of taking out his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson. Kim said, I have always had Caitlyn's back. She is a liar. She is not a good person. Safe to say, things were awkward between the two parties for a while. Some Kardashians didn't speak to Caitlyn for months, while others cut her off for years. While speaking to Cambridge University, Caitlyn said, they don't want me in their lives. In the book, I expressed some opinions and got shot down. It was not about the Kardashians. They were only mentioned on 20 pages. They made it more about them on television. She also revealed that she had sent the Kardashians copies of her book except for the last few pages where she talked about her surgery because she was afraid that they would leak it to the press. Guess she can't trust the Kardashians completely after all. And that's all for today. What do you think of the situation? Do you think Caitlyn is wrong to call out her family members like this? Was the Kardashians' reactions appropriate? Let us know in the comment section below. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos. We will see you next time with more updates from the celebrity world.